Hey there, YouTube friends. Masked Bandit here with a small Planet Coaster mini-series. Something different. I don't know how many episodes this is going to be. Probably 4 or 5. Just a little kind of side project that I thought would be kind of fun to do with the adventure pack that came out a couple weeks ago. I got to try it out and I made a video about it on the channel, all about the new update the day it came out, and then I promptly left on my whirlwind holiday touring for, the remainder of the holidays. And that's all over with now, getting back into the normal swing of things, getting back into normal content on the channel. And before we get back into Conifer Slopes and Bro Coaster and all that stuff, I thought I would go ahead and do this little project to kind of play with, some of the new stuff in the adventure pack. So welcome to Mount Vertigo, a swinging mine train coaster that is new with the adventure update, and you'll notice it's a little wonky. I went ahead and took off the coaster restrictions because I thought I've seen a couple other people dabble with it, and as soon as I saw this coaster type, I thought about inverting it and making this kind of hybrid coaster type. So it's actually an idea that my bro Mike did with RollerCoaster Tycoon, with a custom track ride by, I forget who it is, but it was a swinging minecart ride, and it also inverted, and so it's kind of a nod to him. Sort of the idea came from him originally, way back in the RollerCoaster Tycoon 3 days. So in this episode, we're going to flesh out a layout and start to build the mountain around it. So that's what's going to be going on as I discuss some things with you, because it's been a little while since we've had a time-lapse video like this. So yeah, that's what you can expect for this mini-series. And it'll end with a final kind of POV cinematic bonanza. So so that's what we can expect from Mount Vertigo. So big news, big bro news. We have launched officially the Bro Nation Discord. It is now live and open for you guys, the general public. If you aren't already a member, down in the comments below, I went ahead and gave you the link that you can use, and that link is good to get you into Bro Nation. And it's lots of fun, lots of great Planet Coaster people, new people joining every day. Lots of great stuff being shared, lots of great conversations being had. And it's not just Planet Coaster. We have a No Limits 2 board. We have an Elite Dangerous board, which is a little different, but there's a large group of people that play Planet Coaster that want to get together and play Elite Dangerous, and so we're going to have some official Bro Nation-like times where you can anticipate a few of us being on the game. And shout out to a buddy who was kind enough to give me a Christmas gift, a Steam Christmas gift. And so with that money, I went ahead and bought Elite Dangerous, and so I'll be hopping into that too. Not sure if it'll show up on the channel, but I'll be a part of some of those Elite Dangerous multiplayers once I kind of figure out how that game works. But yeah, lots of great conversations, real world theme parks, all kinds of stuff. So if you're interested, if you like the banter on our Bro Coaster videos and all the things that go with that, and you want to talk to us, Mike and I, and all the bros individually, then go ahead and, like I said in the description down there, you can join Bro Nation for the low cost of nothing for you. So yeah, couple things. This adventure pack here, I'm really enjoying it. I think the new foliage is fantastic, and I can't wait to really get to use it here as we begin to sculpt this, as we begin to sculpt the mountain here. So really good jungle foliage, lots and lots, tons of fun animatronics, and I actually really like this coaster type. It doesn't have a offset option, so you can't do heartlining, but turning off the coaster, the track restrictions, it's given me a lot of fun flexibility here. So I'm really excited to play around with all the new bits of adventure. So Another update to Bro Coaster officially, because this episode will be, this video is probably out in early January, probably January 6th or 7th-ish, if my math is correct. Yeah, and yeah, we mentioned RollerCoaster would be out until February. We're hopeful that's still the case. Mike has run into some computer issues, and it kind of started with the episode with Wings and Strings follow-up episode that never really got out because of some issues he was having. He's working through those right now, and we're hopeful that we can return as planned in February with regular RollerCoaster updates. We have a couple other RollerCoaster videos that are just sitting there waiting for all the technical difficulties to be resolved. So hang with us, be patient. That's kind of why, if you've noticed, Mike's channel has kind of gone dark. It's not for lack of interest or anything like that. He's ridiculously busy in real life, and he's having some computer issues that he's trying to work through. So yeah, and that's kind of all I have for updates. So let's talk a little bit here about the ride. And one of the things I really wanted to do was focus on some sight lines, getting some ideas, getting some angles that would look really, really good from a path point of view. And so that final kind of big dive into the trench there, I think we're going to dress that up and make that look really nice. And we're probably going to put a path there somewhere. This episode here, this is a really rudimentary beginning fleshing out of the terrain. Nothing here is really set in stone. I was just really wanted to fiddle around and try some different techniques, trying to get the way to cover the track the best and get it as close to the track as possible. I really tried as often as I could to not have any of the yellow spine showing on this track. I really wanted it to look like rail, like rail ties touching the ground. And so that's what I spend most of this video doing, which I know doesn't make for the most exciting time lapse, but I thought maybe some of you could get some tricks. One of the things I'm doing a lot with the terrain here is actually something Wings and Strings discussed with us when he came and built in No Name Landia for us, and that's using a really high intensity with a really low brush size to actually kind of manipulate individual, I don't know if it's individual voxels, I don't know the terminology, but to really kind of build your own custom boulders out of the terrain. That's something he did. He actually replaced Mike's arched bridge in No Name Landia that was made all out of scenery rocks. He replaced it with terrain, and he used that technique of a high intensity, low brush size, and he yielded some great results. I'm a total noob at that technique, so my results are probably not as good, but I'm getting there. And like it looks like this entire mountain is kind of under a blanket after the end of this episode, but we're going to go into the next episode and really hopefully make it look like a craggy mountain. Maybe not quite as artistic, I suppose, or as fantastic as a Big Thunder Mountain. Not quite that crazy, but yeah, something a little more stylized. This is clearly bordering on the realm of fantasy. This is about as fantastical as I'm going to get with a project. I don't think a coaster like this could ever really exist, the whole inverting thing. Some of the guys on the Bro Nation Discord mentioned, at least not with some heavy coaster redesign, some car redesign. Apparently there's an issue with potential arm choppage offage as you invert, but I think it rides fairly smoothly, and I think it's, if not realistic, it's plausible, and for a project like this, I'm kind of okay with that. Every once in a while, even people like me who love the whole realistic builds need to just go out and just kind of have fun. And that's what this project is. It's just kind of a go out and have fun. So hopefully you'll have fun enjoying watching it come together, and I'll have lots of fun getting it finished. I also like the idea that this isn't going to be a whole park. It's just going to be a one-off ride, and I might put it on the workshop as a park file for download if people are interested in looking around and riding it for themselves, and maybe even adding on to it, like adding a mini park around it. I don't know. If you want that, if you'd like that, go ahead and throw it down in the comments. Let me know. Yeah, please download it. Put it up for download when it's done. I'm totally cool with that. I don't care. So here's a little bit of those techniques I saw. I'm also kind of stealing from Fluxtrance, who has dabbled in Planet Coaster, but he's more known for his City Skylines work and his mountain building. I've watched a bunch of his videos, and he has a really unique technique when it comes to building mountains. And again, being a total terrain noob, my techniques are still being learned. But one of the things he does is he'll pull like a vein from the peak of the mountain down to the base, and he'll flesh that out. And that's how he gets some really nice looking mountains. And so if you see me kind of do that, that's where I got that technique from. That's watching too much Fluxtrance on YouTube, who needs to come back, by the way. I haven't seen a lot from him, so hopefully he'll be back posting more awesome creations. And he has an awesome Planet Coaster ride. If you haven't checked that out, you need to do that. Fluxtrance on YouTube, you can find him. He's got great I'm sure everybody knows who he is, but yeah. So kind of here is my attempt at a Big Thunder Mountain-esque peak type thing, and I didn't like the way it turned out, so I'm not sure if it's going to stick around, but I don't know. We'll find out. Working on some arches and just making sure there's enough. So after it looked like the track was adhering to the rock, I wanted to go ahead and make sure that we had enough clearance on those inverted sections. So then that was tougher than originally anticipated, and I think it still needs some more tweaks even at the end of this video. So I was considering making this whole area closed in and making it kind of a dark ride portion, but I decided against it more for time's sake than anything else. I don't want this to become a huge burdensome project. So I think we're going to leave the back end open with these like stalactite, stalagmite, arch type things. I think that'll look kind of cool, and you'll see me build into that. It was really tough to find a pleasing and acceptable for me way to make that track look like inverting it wasn't the most awkward thing on the planet. And I think it's fairly successful in that attempt. I think it looks, again, plausible. And that's pretty much all we're going for here. Plausible is the goal. The second transition from inverted back to regular still is pretty rough. We're probably going to have to use some scenery pieces to make something look interesting there. Change the color to hide that ugly yellow rail, because that's brutal and I can't stand that. So hopefully we'll be able to fix that. So, and after that, it's just more detailing and trying to make it look more and more like a mountain. In fact, after this little bit here, we go ahead and we're going to build the main peak here. And it's a kind of an angled edge, and I like that it hangs over the track. And I might even extend it a bit and put in one of the brand new waterfalls. I think that might look really, really cool to have the train invert behind a waterfall. That might be what we do. I'm going to fiddle around with that for the next episode. So hashtag potential teaser, I suppose. So, and again, here's an issue where I thought I had enough clearance, but later in the video, that arch is not big enough to have a train clear through. So it's kind of a double-edged sword with the whole terrain collision turned off. You could do whatever you want, but at some point, you do need to have clearance. So just fiddling with different shapes and different textures and seeing how rocky I want it and what exactly I want. I don't want a wolf or a bear or anything too Disney. I want more of a natural looking rock face. So that's about it. There's not much. I can't believe I spent this long talking about this project. So it's just a little bit of cleaning up, and I think I add a little lake, and that's pretty much it for this episode. So thanks so much for watching, and as always, hit the like button for more content like this. Subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss anything, and don't forget, if you haven't and you're interested, join Bro Nation and come hang out with Mike and I and all the rest of the bros, plus a whole bunch of super awesome people. So thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a great day, a great night, or a great whatever, and I'll see you for the next episode of Mount Vertigo. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.